Today is the launch day of the awesome new Dominion Biosyn expansion for Jurassic World Evolution 2, but it's also the day that we get a new major update for the game. And in this video, I want to go through all of the stuff that's in the update. This is a free update, so if you're not planning on getting the DLC, or if you are planning on getting the DLC, all of this that will be discussed in this video is coming to your game for free. I will say right off the bat that it's not as exciting as it was the last time around. You know, the last time we got decorations which had like this huge wow factor to them. This update focuses more on, I think, giving us a little more gameplay content and giving us more quality of life stuff. And we're just going to go through it. So, Update 3 features the game modes. They've added 5 new challenge levels based on the Chaos Theory maps, available once the player earns 2, 4, 5, 7, and 9 stars across all maps in challenge mode. So you have to unlock them to gain access to them. We've discussed these new challenge levels pretty extensively in a previous video I've done, but you can see right here that you get a new challenge mode for Isla Nublar in 1993, San Diego, Isla Sorna for Jurassic Park 3, Isla Nublar 2015, and Isla Nublar 2018, and these all come with like a more interesting, more varied type of challenge mode gameplay. But again, we got into that more extensively in a previous video I've done. Now what they've done is they've added new challenge conditions. So, for example, we have new dinosaur traits in intelligent dinosaurs found within Jurassic Park, The Lost World, and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom challenge maps. There's a random chance some dinosaur species will gain the intelligent trait. I missed out on that one. Dinosaurs will extend an area of interest beyond their territory, and through fences they can break. Dinosaurs will attempt to break fences to reach food, guests, or prey in their area of interest. Also, a new trait are fussy dinosaurs, found within the Lost World and the Jurassic World Challenge map. You'll notice that these they're isolated to specific challenge modes, and I think that's very interesting. It makes them more distinguished from one another. Dinosaurs' comfort thresholds are raised when they are fussy, so a higher territory satisfaction is needed for a dinosaur to be comfortable. It doesn't state, but just as the intelligent trait, it'll be a random chance. We also have automated dinosaur shipments found within the Lost World Challenge map. At the start of the level, every few minutes a narrative event will pop up that lets the player choose between 2 groups of dinosaurs with specific traits to be delivered soon. Once the player has selected which dinosaur they want, a countdown timer will begin. So instead of incubating your own dinosaurs, you get handed them. So that is exactly what the Lost World was all about. The dinosaurs were getting captured on Sorna and then flown over, and you have to imagine that you're the person on the receiving end of those shipments. Tour areas found within the Jurassic Park 3 challenge map added new tour area where building rules are limited. Players can only build either tour vehicle tracks, paleo/environment alterations, and electricity lines. So what this means is that a part of the map is restricted in what you can do there, but you can use it for your dinosaur exhibits. And it really creates more of a Site B kind of mode, where it just prohibits you from building on the entire map. It really dictates that you use parts of the maps just for your dinosaur environments. New species appeal bonus found within the Jurassic World Challenge map. When a new species is released into the park, the global dinosaur appeal is multiplied by a certain amount. And finally, as part of the challenge modes, is the disloyal scientist trait found within the Jurassic Park Challenge map. Unrest meter goes up more when scientists perform tasks. This is indicated in the panel on the right when a task is assigned. So you'll see your scientists get stressed out more easily, which means that the risk of sabotage is greater. A feature that has been added to all game modes. So what we discussed previously, that was just challenge mode. Now we're getting into what applies to all modes, are changes to the park teams, and they've added dinosaur wrangling as a feature for the ranger teams. It is a way to move herbivorous dinosaurs around without the need for tranquilizing or transporting them. I don't know if it says so later, but I'll say right away that it also works on carnivorous dinosaurs in Sandbox. In the other game modes, it is isolated to the herbivores. And what it does, just like Owen, you go into an exhibit, you whistle, the dinosaurs come to you, and then you can herd them wherever you want them to go. 2 new pieces of equipment for the ranger team to allow for that dinosaur wrangling. Players directly controlling a ranger team can now summon or send. Summon has 2 modes, either cone or circle, so you can really directly select a couple of dinosaurs you want to summon, or just summon all of the dinosaurs around you, choosing either the cone or the circle. Once you have summoned the dinosaurs, you can send them. So the dinosaurs within the highlighted area will be sent to a point in the distance that you select. Gates will open automatically in certain situations to allow wrangled dinosaurs to pass through. Note, all dinosaurs will be able to navigate through automatically opened gates, and gates will be visibly highlighted to indicate that they will open. Oh yeah, here you go. Added a sandbox setting to enable wrangling for all dinosaurs. So it also works on carnivores, only in Sandbox. For the buildings, they've added a DFW guided tour ride and added it as part of the DFW building set for Sandbox mode. The update also adds 3 new achievements and trophies, so if you're into all of that, good luck in unlocking these new achievements. Now we're getting into some quality of life updates, including the ability to lock frame rates up to 30 frames per second for PS5 and Xbox Series X. Something that's really cool for us creative park builders is that they've removed the operations buildings limit in Sandbox mode. So what this means is before we could only place 1 of each of the operations buildings and then they would be locked. Now we can place the first one and that functions as it should. It functions as the operations building, and you can place as many of the same type of operations building as you want. So you can place as many control centers as you want, for example. Only the first one is actually functional, and the other buildings are just decorative to use as filler to have multiple buildings in your parks. For Sandbox, they also added a setting to turn off status checks, which means that you don't need ranger posts out in your exhibits and you don't need your ranger teams to go out there to check on the dinosaurs. The information is just readily available. And they also added a setting to turn off dinosaur injuries, so they can still fight and do combat and all of that, but they won't actually get injured and you don't have to bother with the MVU. They've updated the transport tool to add the ability for players to select multiple dinosaurs with the transport tool at any time. So what it means is, let's say you've tranquilized 5 dinosaurs in an exhibit and you want to move them over into another exhibit. First, what you had to do previously was select one, drop it over into the exhibit. Select the next, drop it over. Sometimes this meant flying from one end to your park to the other end of your park. What we can do now is we select all dinosaurs that you have selected, click, 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 click. Then you fly over to their final destination and then click, 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 you place them all. There's some minor stuff that's down here that I won't get into. I just want to highlight a couple of the important ones. For example, under dinosaur behaviors, prevents injuries from occurring as a result of alpha leadership challenges. They've rebalanced the cohabitation. So for example, there is a likes relationship between the hadrosaurids and the ornithomimosaurids. And they've added likes relationship between specific dinosaurs that actually dislike each other's categories. In terms of pack hunting, more dinosaurs are needed to start jump attacks on the sauropods. So this buffs the sauropods against the kind of OP pack attacks at the moment. A very, very, very important update for us creative park builders is that all tour rides now also function as transport, connecting separate areas of the park and improving your transport rating. So what we could already do was have several hop-on, hop-off points that we knew of, but they don't actually function as transport. Now they do. So you actually can forgo the monorail and replace that with a tour. And it can be either the Ford Explorer tour, it can be the Gyrosphere tour, it can be the truck tour. And that is a really awesome way to connect remote areas in your parks now. And to accompany this feature, we can also increase the number of vehicles based on the tour length, and they've added a slider to allow us players to adjust the distance between the vehicles. For capture mode, they added frame logos for Camp Cretaceous and Jurassic World Dominion. What I'm still really hoping for, and I'm not seeing in this update, is for slow motion to be a thing again in capture mode. I am genuinely missing that one. Something that the modders might now notice when they start up their game is that the game gives you a notification to alert you that your local files have been modified, as if you didn't realize that. I think it's just a little bit of protection for themselves, because I have seen people complain about bugs that actually ended up being the result of a modification. But just keep that in mind. They didn't actually put in like any anti-mod or anything. You can still use your mods, you're just gonna get a notification from now on. The update also comes with a lot of bug fixes, as you can see under here. I will link the forum post for all of this information in the description box down below. So if you want to get into the nitty-gritty of the bugs that have been fixed, if, for example, if you are dealing with a specific bug that's really annoying you, you can check out the forum post and see if they added the specific bug that has been making your gameplay very annoying. I think one of the most important ones is this one right here. Additional fixes for cases of dinosaurs or reptiles getting stuck. That was definitely a huge issue of dinosaurs just no longer moving. And then of course either starving or dehydrating. Interestingly, I'm not seeing a note of them fixing the dinosaurs phasing through walls and phasing out of the aviaries. That has been a huge issue for me personally. I regularly find my lagoon animals in the ground. My flying reptiles regularly just phase out of the aviary. And the same for regular dinosaurs. They sometimes just literally walk through the fences. I don't see a note of that here, so I am really keeping my fingers crossed that that is getting some attention further down the line. And here are some too specifically for people who have the Camp Cretaceous Dinosaur Pack. Scorpius Rex now has a hunt need, so it doesn't just need to feed, it needs to actively hunt, and because of that it will kill more frequently. And Monolophosaurus, instead of attacking the fences, it will now climb them like the other small theropods. This was a very dry video, but I hope that you appreciated the information in it regardless, and that maybe this was a little bit more digestible. And that maybe it was a little bit more digestible to you than just reading all of this in the forum post yourself. If you did enjoy the video, give it a like. And this is just your friendly reminder that this update is out right now. It is completely for free. Everything discussed in this video is getting added to your game for free. They also released the Dominion Biosyn expansion today, which is also out right now. So if you've been enjoying my coverage on that and you're thinking to yourself, heck, I want to play that myself, you can get that DLC yourself right now. Thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing, and until next time, enjoy the game.